Thank you, Sticks. And Alex and Jake. So I've thought about this day, unfortunately, from time to time for a long time. And I wondered what it would be like and how I would feel and what I would say. And today I don't want to say I've been given because I said straight out that I wanted to do it. But I've been given the task of capturing the essence of my brother's life in a few short minutes. And as Sticks just said, I don't think that's a possible thing to do. But if there is one word for it, it was perfection. So I said that I was writing this last night, and again this morning. And my mom actually came into my room this morning, and she says to me, "You're still writing that?" Well, of course I was. It was not the Woods way to do things ahead of time. It was to wait until the last minute. And I'd lie if I didn't say, I would be lying if I said I didn't try prior to today, obviously. But like the rest of them said, the words just weren't there. Nothing's good enough. And I can't say I didn't think about just winging it too. So. Though I'd like to think I know Dave better than anyone, aside from you, of course, Kate. And talking to most of his friends and the people that barely knew him, that came yesterday and again today, even the people that barely knew him, I realized something, and that's that I didn't know him best. Anyone that ever met Dave knew Dave exactly the way that I knew Dave. And by that I mean this. You can meet somebody tomorrow who has better intentions for you than someone you've known your whole life. Time means nothing, but character certainly does. And Dave had a shit ton of character, and he was a damn good judge of it too. He treated everybody the same way and gave everybody his time. And one of the things that he always told me, was this. It's not his quote, it's somebody else's, but he liked it. He said, whenever we were having a heartfelt conversation, he'd say to me, "Be kinder than necessary to everybody you meet, because everyone is fighting the battle you know absolutely nothing about." And I'm sure that you guys, you brothers, have heard him say that at some point in time or another. So for all of those of you that called Dave a brother, I'll ask you, if you're not already standing, to please stand. And let me get a team clap for my brother. Whoever wants to start, go ahead.
Can I get a team clap?
That's what it means to be a brother. No brother goes his way alone. That which we send out into the lives of others comes back into our own. Dave sent out a lot of love, and it's nice to still feel his love coming back into my life. So like Sticks was saying, Dave made the small things special. And I'll give you a for instance, or two actually. One of Dave's favorite things to do with Alex and I was to play tanks. He loved playing tanks. Now you're probably thinking this is some game you played in the backyard growing up when you're 5, 6 years old. This was a few years ago. Tanks is a kid's video game on the Wii. And we were grown men. I use those terms loosely. We were grown men physically playing a kid video game in our parents' living room. So there was, you could play by yourself, but Dave always wanted to play with one of us. And the game is simple. There are good tanks, which are the people that are playing, and you have to kill the computer tanks. And there's obstacle courses and stuff like that. And so Dave and I were playing. He finally convinced me after, me refusing several times. I said, fine, so we'll play. And we were still in high school. I had not gotten my license yet, so it was probably my freshman year in high school, 2005, 2006. And Alex was 10 at the time, 9, whatever. And we were going on a dummy mission to the store, just for like a snack or whatever. And Dave and I come out, get in the car. He's in the driver's seat, I'm in the passenger seat. Puts the car in gear, and Alex comes running out. He's like, "You gonna lock the back door?" So Alex turns around, and he was so excited that he was coming with us that he turned and like sprinted to the door. And Dave's like, "Watch this." He puts the car in reverse, and he starts to like slowly inch down the driveway away from Alex. And Alex turns around, he sees us leaving, and he immediately puts his head down and sprints as fast as he can. And that was probably the worst decision Alex could have made at the time, because what happened next was hilarious. Obviously, we weren't going to leave without him. So, as soon as he put his head down, Dave stopped the car. And Alex is sprinting towards us as fast as he can with his head down. And he slams right into the front passenger side of the car and immediately drops to the ground out of our line of sight. And I throw my head back in sheer laughter because I have never seen something so funny. And Dave let out one of those like chuckles where he knows he shouldn't be laughing because it was something that he shouldn't have done, but couldn't help himself, but still kind of felt bad about it. And that was one of the earliest stories that I can remember about just being absolutely hysterical because of something that he did. And that was one of the last times one of the times that I remember him bringing me to tears from sheer laughter. And these are the kinds of moments. Alex. So these are the things that I remember most about Dave. These were the kinds of stories that illustrated just how good of a big brother he was. And I couldn't have asked for a better bigger brother. And it's because of Dave that I never had to be a big brother. And I don't know if I necessarily have to even now, because Alex is much bigger than I am. I try. Yeah, I know. But whenever I was